Can a man really betray the woman who stood by him during his cancer? The woman who carried him through his weakest days? If your husband cheated on you while you were fighting to save his life, would you still call it love? Tell me your answer in the comments after hearing my story. My name is Emma. I live in a quiet town in Colorado, a place where the mountains touch the sky, and heartbreak feels even colder. It had only been 2 years since our wedding, 2 beautiful years filled with laughter, little fights, and love that felt unbreakable. Ethan wasn't just my husband, he was my best friend, my world. But one ordinary morning changed everything. Ethan suddenly fell sick, pale, weak, and in pain. I rushed him to the hospital, praying it was nothing serious, but when the doctor walked in, his eyes said it all. "Mrs. Parker, your husband has colon cancer." In that moment, the ground slipped from under my feet. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't even cry at first. But when reality hit, I broke down completely. I loved Ethan more than anything in this world. And our marriage wasn't about comfort or convenience. It was pure love. The doctor tried to calm me, saying it was only stage 1 and that chemotherapy could help him recover. But as many of you know, cancer isn't just painful. It's expensive. We started the treatment, but after a few months, our savings were gone. So I sold my car. When that money ran out, I took a loan from the bank. I didn't care what it cost me. I just wanted Ethan to live. 5 months later, Ethan could finally walk again. It felt like I had the whole world back. Every smile on his face was a blessing, every step he took a miracle. I used to tell him every day, "You have to live for me, Ethan. You promised, remember?" We'd go for short evening walks, sometimes to the park, sometimes just around the block, and I made sure he never felt alone. But soon, another problem knocked at our door: money. The treatment had drained everything, and the loan payments loomed like shadows. One night, I sat beside him and said softly, "Ethan, I think I should start working again." He refused immediately. "No, Emma, you've done enough. I'm fine now. I'll go back to my company next week." "Not yet, Ethan," I said, holding his hand. "You still need rest. Just 2 more months. Please." He stayed silent, but I could see the tiredness in his eyes, not from the illness, but from the burden we were carrying. The next morning, I called my old friend Jessica, who worked at the local airport. By evening, she arranged a small job for me there. It wasn't much, but it kept the lights on, paid the bills, and made us feel less lost. For a while, I believed things were getting better. One evening, while cooking dinner, Ethan's phone rang. He answered quickly, his voice low. "Yeah, I'm feeling much better now. I'll see you soon." I froze, the spoon midair. "See you soon?" I brushed it off, thinking it was a friend checking on him. A few days later, while at work, I opened the security cameras on my phone. Cameras I'd installed to keep an eye on Ethan during my shifts. He was on the phone, smiling. I didn't think much of it at first. I was just happy he had energy to talk. But it kept happening. Every time I checked, there he was, talking, smiling, always on the phone. One night when I got home, I asked softly, "Ethan, what do you usually do when I'm not around?" He laughed. "Oh, just some football, maybe a little reading." "Reading?" I teased, smiling. "Yeah, books." "Why? You don't think I can read?" He chuckled. I smiled back, but my heart felt uneasy. He was lying. I'd seen him, not with a book, but with his phone. Every single day. That night, I couldn't sleep. No matter how hard I tried to convince myself that Ethan's calls were innocent, my heart whispered otherwise. Maybe he's just talking to a close friend about his illness, I told myself again and again, until I finally drifted off to sleep. The next day at work, during my lunch break, I opened the home cameras, just like always. And what I saw shattered me. Ethan was in our bedroom with a woman. They were holding each other like lovers. He didn't know there were cameras. I had never told him. I sat there, staring at my phone screen, frozen, trembling, tears streaming down my face. How could a man battling cancer still have the strength? To cheat? How could he betray the very person who was fighting death just to save him? That night, when I came home, he looked at me and said casually, "You look different today." "Are you okay?" I forced a smile. "Just a headache," I whispered. He smiled back. "Then get some rest," he said, his eyes glued to his phone, fingers typing fast, probably on WhatsApp. I gave him his medicine and lay beside him, pretending to sleep, but I couldn't. Not that night. When the clock struck past midnight, I quietly took his phone from the nightstand. My hands were shaking as I opened WhatsApp. There it was, a chat with a woman named Ava Collins. I started reading. "Once I'm completely better, we'll be together forever. Emma's a nice woman, but she's nothing like you. Your eyes, your body, the way you make me feel. She could never." Each line cut deeper than the last. And then there were photos. The kind no wife should ever have to see. I placed the phone back exactly where it was and lay beside him, staring at the ceiling until morning. When dawn broke, we had breakfast like any normal couple. I smiled. He smiled back, and I left for work, pretending everything was fine. But that day, I checked the cameras again, and she was there, Ava Collins. Again. Days turned into weeks, and the same betrayal played out before my eyes, over and over. I saved every recording, every proof. Until one afternoon, I couldn't take it anymore. I came home early from work and knocked on the door. From inside, I heard Ethan's voice, nervous and shaky. "Who is it?" "It's me, Emma." He paused for a few seconds, then said, "I'm coming." "I'm in the shower." But I already knew he wasn't alone. After a few minutes, he opened the door. The woman was gone, but his face said everything. He looked pale, guilty. "Cornered. Where is she, Ethan?" I asked. He stared at me. "Who?" "Don't lie to me," I said quietly. "Where is she?" I played the video on my phone. His eyes widened. He took a deep breath, looked toward the bathroom, and said loudly, "Come out, Ava. Emma knows." When she stepped out, my heart stopped. I couldn't believe it. I was staring at the woman my husband was ready to destroy everything for. "What is this, Ethan?" I whispered. "Is this some kind of joke?" He didn't even flinch. "She's my girlfriend," he said coldly, "and I'm going to marry her. You can file for divorce if you want." I took a deep breath and said quietly, "Okay, Ethan. If this is the woman you want, I'll leave." He didn't stop me. He didn't even look sad. He just said, "Go ahead, Emma. If she can leave her husband for me, I guess I can leave mine for her." His words cut through me like a knife. Tears blurred my vision as I packed my suitcase, the same suitcase I once brought into this house as a bride. Now, I was leaving it. As a stranger, I walked out, crying silently, and went straight to my friend Jessica's place. When I told her everything, she hugged me tight. "Don't cry anymore, Emma," she said softly. "What's done is done. From now on, don't even think about him." 3 months passed. Little by little, I started to heal. I repaid the bank loan, found peace in my work, and tried to rebuild what was left of me. But sometimes, late at night, I'd still think, how could he move on so easily? How could someone replace love that fast? One evening, as I sat on the couch, my phone rang. It was an unknown number. "Are you Emma? Ethan's ex-wife?" a man's voice asked. "Yes." "Who's this?" "I'm Ava Collins' husband." My heart skipped a beat. He sighed deeply and said, "Can you help me?" "Help you? With what?" I asked. "With proof," he said. "Your ex-husband and my wife? Their affair. Ava's filed a case against me. She's claiming I used to hit her, that I tried to kill her. She's even accused me of stealing her jewelry. But none of it's true. She just wants money. She's demanding a big share in the divorce settlement." For a moment, I couldn't speak. Tears filled my eyes again. "You were betrayed too," I whispered. "Yes," he said. "By the same people." I took a long breath and said, "I don't want revenge. I won't say anything against Ethan, but I'll help you. I'll give you the videos. They'll prove your innocence. I sent him every recording, every piece of evidence I had. A week later, he called again. The court ruled in my favor, he said. Ava lost. I divorced her. Emma, thank you. You helped me more than you know, I smiled faintly. Maybe that was my closure. Not revenge, not anger. Just knowing that truth had finally won somewhere. 2 months passed. Life slowly began to heal. I got busy with work, learned new skills, and started to live for myself again. For the first time in years, I felt peace. One evening, I was having dinner with Jessica when my phone rang. Emma, I'm in the hospital. Come as soon as possible. It was Ethan. For a second, my heart froze. Even after everything, I still loved him. I told Jessica, let's go. Ethan's in the hospital. When we reached the ICU, my breath caught in my chest. He looked so pale, so weak, his body barely moving, a mask over his face. As soon as he saw me, he lifted his trembling hand and removed the mask. Emma, he whispered, cancer. It's at the last stage. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. Tears rolled down my cheeks. He held my hand tightly. I hurt you so much, he said, his voice breaking. Maybe this is my punishment. He turned to Jessica. I was the unluckiest man alive, he said faintly. I couldn't see how pure her love was. I left Emma for a woman who never loved me. Ava took everything, my house, my money, and threw me out. I worked in a small store for weeks, until my body gave up. He looked back at me again. I wanted to call you so many times, Emma, but I couldn't. I didn't have the courage. His voice faded with every word. Doctor says I don't have much time left. But before I go, I just wanted to say, I'm sorry. I started crying uncontrollably. Ethan cried too. Finally, he said, Emma, don't forgive me. I don't deserve it. Just say my name once, before I go. I held his hand and whispered through tears, Ethan, I forgave you long ago. I still can't see you like this because my love was real. It always was. A faint smile appeared on his face. Tears slipped down from his eyes. Emma, he said softly, I promise. In the next life, I'll never betray you. I've learned what love truly means. He turned his gaze toward Jessica. Take care of her, he whispered. Take care of my Emma. He held my hand one last time, then his eyes stopped moving. Doctor! I screamed. But when the doctor came, he just looked at me and said, he's gone. I broke down completely, because even after everything, my love for him never changed. Love never really dies, as long as it's true. If you felt Emma's story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.